It is midday. Good afternoon. Here is the world news at a glance on Impact Business Radio near Ibr92.5FM, Ibadan. And now the headlines. ASU accuses federal government of not giving priority to tertiary education. Efforts to improve power supply across the country back on track, says federal government. Buhari meets with ministers and service chiefs. On the foreign scene, Italy signs gas deal with Angola, makes plans to boycott Russia. Now the news and details. I am Anuluakpo Homoride. The president of the Academic Staff Union of University, Emmanuel Oshodeke, has accused the federal government of not giving priority to tertiary education. He faulted the government's decision to address the issue of fuel subsidy with a budget of 4 trillion naira, while it has left the real issues of tertiary education unattended to. Speaking with newsmen during an interview, Oshodeke asked the government to take out 200 billion naira from the 4 trillion naira budgeted for subsidy to address the challenges of its members, thereby putting an end to the industrial action embarked upon by the union. The federal government has assured that efforts to improve power supply across the country is back on track after about 2 months of challenges that led to the collapse of the national grid thrice within a month. The government said the grid is now expected to deliver a minimum of 4,500 megawatts of power daily. Speaking at the Power Sector Recovery Program workshop in Abuja, the chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, Sanusi Garba, said consumers will soon begin to see changes in electricity supply. He also noted that failure to review the tariff in the past threatened the viability of the sector, adding that things are now much better, with services expected to improve. In light of the Ramadan period, a time of spiritual reflection, self-improvement and heightened devotion, an Islamic cleric, Sheikh Taufik Akeugbagold, has called on parents and the government to address the factors contributing to the high moral decadence in the society. He made this known at Impact Business Radio 2022 Annual Ramadan Public Lecture. Hayodele Fakeye has details.
Over the years, there has been a gross reduction in the country's societal values, beliefs, and ethical standards. This is our spiritual growth, leading of values which include courage, love, friendship, teamwork, integrity, as well as responsibility, have been the traditional function of the family. Bearing this in mind, the management of Metropolitan Broadcasting Service, owners of Impact Business Radio and Impact Africa Television, held its annual Ramadan public lecture with the theme Islamic Principle of Parenting. Speaking at the event, the Oyo State Deputy Governor, Rauf Olaniyan, while explaining that the society has lost its values, said the outlook of an individual is more important than prayers and almsgiving. He therefore called for a concerted effort in upholding the society's moral values.
The parents and the government, they have to enter into a collaboration, because it's clear, go inside the town, dog menace. But thank God of recent, the NDLA now, I think they are doing a wonderful job. So if they can be complemented by the parent too, by giving their workers adequate training at home, adequate monitoring, I think we'll get there.
Similarly, the guest lecturer, an Islamic cleric, Sheikh Taufik Akeugbagold, explained that the country is sitting on a keg of gunpowder as the lack of moral values has a negative socio-economic impact on the society. He stressed that the show of affluence is the bane of moral decadence in the society.
They should try to blend in accordance with the dictate of time. As time is moving, parenting should be changing also. They should not be expecting that they will be parenting as our forefathers were parenting. Things have changed. They need to blend with times and take the best of it to parent their children. And I'm also appealing to government to please try every possible best to make sure that the economy become friendship with a common man in the street. Because one of the things that is giving room to what they call it, children criminals, is the rude economic situation which we find ourselves.
Earlier in his address, the chairman Metropolitan Broadcasting Service, owners of Impact Business Radio and Impact Africa Television, Owolabi Oladejo, identified moral decadence and bad governance as part of the problems affecting the society, adding that both parents and government must be firm in the discharge of their responsibilities.
Parenting is key. It's not everybody that is poor that will resort to violence or resort to stealing. There are certain things that are embedded in us. We're talking about everybody that has a role to play in modeling the life of a child before he becomes an adult. So your uncle, your teacher, your doctor, your neighbor, everybody. In Ibadan, they say, Baba Amire. That means your father is my father is your father. So I have a right to correct you. Right? That is what we mean by good parenting. Not just biologically, even those that are around you. How are they responding to you as a child? Now, the same thing will happen when you now talk of the society. How do you govern the society? It will affect the parents. A mom that has no means of taking care of the home is already prone to all manner of things. So we need to get it right.
Highlights of the event included a facility tour and the Quranic recitation. Ayodele Fakeye, Impact Business Radio News.
President Muhammadu Buhari is currently presiding over a meeting with some ministers and heads of security outfits at the State House in Abuja. The meeting, originally which was earlier scheduled for Tuesday, the 19th of April, comes 1 week after the recommendation by the Council of State. In attendance are Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation Boss Mustafa, the Chief of Staff to the President Ibr92.5FM, and the National Security Advisor Babagana Munguno. Ministers present at the meeting include the Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola, Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyama, and the Minister of Defense Bashir Magashi. We'll bring you details in a subsequent bulletin. And on the foreign scene, Italy has signed up a deal with Angola to ramp up gas supplies from the southern African country as it tries to break away from Russian gas over the Ukraine war. A statement from the Italian foreign minister announced that the declaration of intent was signed to develop new natural gas ventures and to increase exports to Italy. Angola's foreign minister Luigi Di Maio also stated that Italy's commitment to differentiate energy supply source is confirmed. And that ends the world news. Others are on Impact Business Radio, Ibr92.5FM, Ibadan. The news was produced and edited by Fenomi Akimbote, Hayaman Uluwapo, Omoride. Many thanks for listening. Good afternoon.
News,
analysis,
reports,
and commentaries on the hour.
in your business interest.
Ẹ káàsán, èyí ni ìròyìn lérèfé eléyìí tó ń dé sétí gbọ̀yìn láti ìkànnì Amutajero, Impact Business Radio, Ibr92.5FM. Ẹ gbọ́ àwọn kókó tó súyọ nínú ìròyìn náà. Ẹgbẹ́ ASUU náà ló ti ń bẹnu àtẹ́lu ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú bí wọ́n ṣe gbé ìgbésẹ̀ eléyìí tó tọ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn iléèwé gíga orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ lórí àtidẹ́kun ìdákúrekú náà òun náà ló ti ń gbéra sọ lákòókò yìí. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà náà ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ààrẹ ilẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà Ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari náà ló ṣèpàdé pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn alákòóso ńlẹ̀ yìí tó fi mọ́ àwọn olórí ikọ̀ elétò ààbò lábẹ́lẹ̀. Nílẹ̀ òkèèrè, ilẹ̀ ti Italy náà ló ti tọwọ́ bọ ìwé àdéhùn lórí ìpèsè afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì pẹ̀lú orílẹ̀-èdè Angola lẹ́yìn tí ó sì ní àwọn ọkọ̀ tí ọ̀gbọ́n ìsílẹ̀ ti Russia lórí ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Túndé Ọláwì lóníròyìn yìí, ẹ gbọ́ ìròyìn náà lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ààrẹ àgbáríjọpọ̀ àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ilé ìtàn wà nígun ètò ẹ̀kọ́ láwọn iléèwé gíga fásitì orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Emmanuel Osodeke náà ló ti ń bẹnu àtẹ́lu ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú bí wọ́n ṣe mú ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn iléèwé gíga àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà lọ́kùnkúndùn. Wọ́n ṣàbẹnu àtẹ́lu ìpinnu ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí lórí àti gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lórí sísan owó ìrànwọ́ orí epo ńlẹ̀ yìí pẹ̀lú àlàkalẹ̀ owó tó ń lọ síbi tírílíọ̀nù lọ́nà 4 náírà owó ilẹ̀ yìí lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n sì ní àfojúsùn ilé ìtútọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn iléèwé gíga nílẹ̀ yìí nígbà tó ń bá àwọn oníròyìn sọ̀rọ̀ níbi ìfọ̀rọ̀wánilẹ́nuwò lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ṣe fún Osodeke náà ló wá ń ké sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà wípé kí wọ́n yọ bílíọ̀nù lọ́nà 200 náírà kúrò nínú tírílíọ̀nù lọ́nà 4 náírà eléyìí tí wọ́n ti yà sọ́tọ̀ fún owó ìrànwọ́ orí epo láti fi gbọ́ bùkátà ìpèníjà eléyìí táwọn kojú lásìkò tá a wà yìí. Wọ́n ṣàṣàlàyé pé eléyìí náà ni ó lè mú kí àwọn so ìyanṣẹ́lódì àwọn rọ̀ lákòókò yìí. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà náà ló ti ń fọwọ́ ìdánilójú ẹ̀sùn yẹn pé gbogbo ohun tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìdákùrekù náà ńlẹ̀ yìí òun náà ni ó jẹ́ rodòrè mú mi pẹ̀lú wípé ìgbésẹ̀ ti ń lọ lákòókò eléyìí tá a wà yìí láti jẹ́ kí ìpèníjà tá à ń kojú kó lè jẹ́ rodòrè mú mi. Wọ́n ṣàṣàlàyé eléyìí lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n ṣe lálàyé pé lẹ́yìn oṣù bíi méjì tí orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà fi ń kojú ìpèníjà látàrí ìdákúrekú eléyìí tó dé bá ojú òpó ìpèsè náà lápapọ̀ yan eléyìí tí a kò dédé bá lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta láàrin oṣù kan. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún náà ni ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà ti ń ṣàlàyé pé nínú ìgbésẹ̀ eléyìí tí àwọn ń gbé lákòókò tá a wà yìí àwọn lè máa lórí ọ̀fẹ́ láti máa pèsè ìwọ̀n ìgbéléwọ̀n náà bíi mẹ́gáwáàtì lọ́nà 4,500 lójúmọ́. Lórí pọ̀pọ̀ ṣinṣin àwẹ̀ ti Ramadan eléyìí tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ ọ̀jìnì oníwàásù ní Sheikh Taofik Akeugba Gold náà ló ti ń ké sí gbogbo òbí àti alágbàtọ́ ńlẹ̀ tó fi mọ́ ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà láti gbé gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ eléyìí tó yẹ lórí àti kọjú ọ̀rọ̀ sí ìwà eléyìí tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìwà àìlọ́mọlúàbí ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n sì ní ṣíṣe ìwà wò ó máa ń kó ipa eléyìí tí ò dáa láwùjọ tí wọ́n sì ṣàlàyé eléyìí pé kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tọ́rọ̀ kàn kí wọ́n gbé ìgbésẹ̀ eléyìí tó yẹ. Bàbá yìí náà ló sọ eléyìí di mímọ̀ yíyún níbi àkànṣe ètò ààwẹ̀ yíyún eléyìí tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tá a mọ̀ sí wáàsí ọlọ́dọọdún lẹ́yìn tí a gbé kalẹ̀ nílé iṣẹ́ tiwaha yẹn Impact Business Studio tọdún 2022. Nílẹ̀ òkèrè ilẹ̀ ti Italy náà ló ti gbéra sọ lákòókò eléyìí tá a wà yìí lórí àti tọwọ́ bọ ìwé àdéhùn pẹ̀lú orílẹ̀-èdè ti Angola lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìpèsè afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì ńlẹ̀ yìí yan láti apá gúúsù ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n sì ṣe lálàyé pé eléyìí náà làwọn gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lé lórí àtìlẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ tí ọ̀gbọ́n sí ilẹ̀ ti Russia yan lórí ìpèsè afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì. Ìròyìn lérè fẹ́ tọ̀sán ìkò ní jù báyìí lọ àmọ́ kí n tó máa lọ ẹ gbọ́ àwọn kókó tó súyọ nínú ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ẹgbẹ́ ASUU náà ló ti ń bẹnu àtẹ́lu ìjọba àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú bí wọ́n ṣe mú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn iléèwé gíga àgbà lórílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà lọ́kùnkúndùn. Gbogbo ìgbésẹ̀ náà ló ti ń lọ lọ́wọ́ lákòókò tá a wà yìí lórí àti mú kí ìgbélárugẹ ó dé bá ìpèsè náà bá ńlẹ̀ yìí ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Nílẹ̀ òkèrè ilẹ̀ ti Italy náà ló ti tọwọ́ bọ ìwé àdéhùn pẹ̀lú ilẹ̀ ti Angola lórí ìpèsè afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì. Fún àwọn ìròyìn wa lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan ẹ lórí ọ̀fẹ́ láti kàn sí ìkànnì ti Facebook wa yún www.facebook.com/ibr925fm àbíkẹ́ wò wá lórí ìkànnì ayélujára wa yún www.ibr925fm.com. Fẹ́rànmi Akínbọ̀tẹ̀ náà ló ṣe àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn ọ̀hún. Túndé Ọláwì náà ló mú ìròyìn wá sí etí ìgbọ̀yìn ẹ̀yáṣẹ́ ò àṣìṣe